This show is brought to you by PPR Capital Management. Did you know there's a way to invest passively in real estate and get monthly income without dealing with tenants, maintenance, or property management? If you're an accredited or high net worth investor, you can earn cash flow without the headaches by investing in a private equity real estate fund. With nearly $1 billion in assets under management, PPR has provided investors with steady, truly passive monthly income since 2007 without ever missing a payment. To learn more, check out pprcapitalmanagement.com/birds.
Welcome back to Between the Vines. We are closing out the 2025 season.
This is it. This is for the Eagles at least.
Yeah. So what was the final score yesterday?
The final score was 23-19. Yeah. It was a tough one.
Feels weird starting off with bubbles, but that's what I got.
Okay, that's what you're going with.
Yeah. Today we're at Chadds Ford Winery. Mm-hmm. Chadds Ford. In Chadds Ford, Pennsylvania, and we're just gonna discuss the Eagles' loss.
Yeah. Why you?
Maybe what there is.
While you're enjoying your sparkling.
Yeah.
I'm on water because I've been on my I'm in a 21-day fast right now. Just completed my first week.
New year.
Yeah.
Well, it was an exciting year.
It was an exciting year.
What I mean? I think that after something like that, it really just shows you how special it is when you win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
It's expected with roster build and the excitement that you have and the possibilities and the potential, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why every offseason is this slow building rise up of expectations. And every time when it doesn't turn out, it hurts.
Yeah.
But that's this year is just kind of wash in with the rest of the years that didn't win a Super Bowl.
But this one was a tough one just because you had, such a awesome roster on the offensive side. Well, just on paper, with where you have an AJ, you got Slim out there, you have Dallas Carter, you got Saquon Barkley, you got Tank that was an animal for you. You had what was perceived one of the best offensive lines coming back again this year. So there were a lot of pieces in place that you really felt that this team was going to go back and make another run. And then you just had the defense, the way they had started playing. You wanted to see this team make another run at it. Everything was built for this team to do that.
Yeah.
And then we get started, and it just felt like as the season just continued, there was always something coming up that just derailed what was going on between A.J. Brown with his tweets, or just then you had the positivity bunny. It was just a lot of just awkward stuff throughout the season that was just going on that kind of just came to a head in this game.
Do you think that we're just more aware of all that stuff now because of the exposure? You know what I mean?
Yes.
All that stuff was happening years ago, but it just wasn't out on blast. The fans didn't know about as much.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that can make a whole different expectation or different bitterness and different taste in your mouth when all that stuff happens.
Absolutely.
You know what
I think that they,
and the Hard Knocks thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think sometimes it's a double-edged sword when you say, okay, you know what, we want to, pull the veil back and pull the curtains back and let everybody see what's going on behind the scenes. Because then now you open yourself up to
scrutiny.
Yeah, whatever comes behind it,
Yeah.
Because there were things that could happen in the locker room that nobody would ever know about. And it was just something that could be talked about amongst players or whatever. But now, or it could just be whispers. Oh, we heard something was happening or something like that. Now it's everybody. There's so much exposure that I think it opens the team up to so much, that I think it caused a huge rift with this team.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with that is it's real situations that are edited to be exciting. Mm-hmm. And then that is left open to interpretation of anybody that watches it, which is a million different perspectives. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So then I think it's a little bit of overexposure. Do I think that's what the nail in the coffin was? No. But I don't think. I think it's harder to succeed and harder to, be a leader and be the type of team that you need to be when you're you don't know what's going to be out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Plus, everybody got bunny ears now.
Yeah. It just made it worse. And then just going into this game, this was a tough one, man, because everybody, then it made you question everything that happened. Where, okay, you rest the starters, or if you play the starters. You went out there, you rest the starters, and then you saw Chicago go out there, handle business against Green Bay. So everybody was able to watch that happen. And you're like, dang, we could have been taking on Green Bay.
But then you're also like, well, it's okay. We just took ourselves a bye week.
We gave ourselves a little mini bye week. Yeah. We're going to go out there and handle business. And then you sat there and you watched San Francisco from the kickoff just drive the ball straight down, touchdown. And everybody like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, here we go. And then, so now here's our opportunity. We answer.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Yeah, but. Oh no, not the song. He's back.
He's back. He's back.
Missy Elliott is back.
He's back. And it's like, oh man.
I was so happy he made the field goal.
After that, after it went, I'm glad that he dialed in. But I saw I don't know if it was a Instagram or if it was a tweet from Jamie Apodi, I believe. And she was saying that, why does Jake Elliott, once he misses a kick, looks at the goalpost like as something has happened, like you didn't move, And it's like he looks at the goalpost like, like something happened. No, dog, you just missed.
Yeah, bro, like... When the camera pans to you after you miss something like that, the only thing we should see is disappointment.
Yes.
The only thing we should see is disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, was it a bad hold? Was it a bad snap? I don't know.
Was it laces in?
But it was an extra point also. So.
And I get it. It was windy. There were conditions, but my gosh, man. I mean...
It's tough too. That's the last game of the year for him.
Yeah. That was tough.
I think he was. I don't know. I think he was 20 for 27 this year or something like that. Like, which isn't. That's a bad year for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is this something you move on from?
I don't know. I still believe in Mighty Leg. I think that he's still a solid kicker, and it happens. I mean, you look at, their kicker had shanked one pretty bad as well, so it's not, I feel like this year was, I felt like this year was the year of kickers where, you had some really great kicks. Then you had a lot of kickers missed this year, but this year a lot of punters were out of this world.
Yeah.
So.
Man.
Yeah, man fan,
So. Also, we need to sign him back. I think he's a free agent.
Yeah, but I just felt like this game, and so here's another thing that I really wasn't good about either, just going into this game. Because I remember seeing a thing from Jordan Mailata. I think there was an interview, and they were saying Jordan Mailata came out and said, we feel confident. There's going to be some razzle dazzle in the game plan. And I'm like, man, see, that's that thing where you go back to too much exposure.
From the Niners.
Yeah, from the Niners. But still, as players, you don't say anything.
I know.
Don't say anything. There shouldn't have been any.
It's like, when Coach Reed was had the idea to sometimes kick an onside to open the game. Hey, we're going to sneak an onside and start with the ball. Okay. The one thing was don't say anything, obviously, right? It wants to be an element of surprise. That'd be like going in an interview before the game and just saying, we're going to do something real exciting for the kickoff.
There's going to be some razzle dazzle. Yeah, we feel real confident. I'm like, all right, cool. And so everybody's watching the game now, looking for that razzle dazzle. Where was the razzle dazzle? I saw no razzle dazzle. Maybe there was a little something at the beginning of the game where there was some
reverse pass from the Niners.
Yeah. The double reverse pass for a touch. Oh man, that was pretty amazing,
dude. And the funny thing about that is that throw was a dime.
A dime,
right?
A dime on the run, knowing that you got Jalen Carter bearing down on you, and you still was able to pull that pass off. It was amazing. But to me, man, I just felt like there were too many times that we just got ahead of ourselves, talking a little too much. Then, you know, you have to make a decision moving forward on how you're going to handle either A.J. Brown or how are you going to handle Coach Sirianni. Did you go to the game yesterday?
Nah.
You watched the game on TV?
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, here's my thing. Have you ever been checked by a coach like that?
Not like that.
No.
But I mean, I kind of knew my place.
Yeah, me too, but you know, here's my thing with it, and I know a lot of people have different opinions about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna be that way with one, you got to be that way with all. And if you're gonna go in there and you're gonna jump on AJ for miss, which he did miss drop two passes that were right there, you know, that Tom Brady kind of explained, hey man, it could have been the win, could have been certain situations that happened, but yeah, you're the number one receiver, you got to come down with that ball, but there are different things that happen. But for you to get in a player's face like that, my God, man, the restraint of AJ was, I took my hat to him. You know, to have a coach run up into your face like that and to say whatever he had to say. Well, you didn't say the same thing to Saquon Barkley when he dropped the pass. He dropped the pass.
Yeah.
You had Cam Jurgen get pushed back into one of the running backs for a tackle for a loss. You ain't say nothing to him. You had Dallas Goedert miss a drop a pass. You didn't jump in his face. Did you jump in Jake Elliott's face when he missed that catch? When he missed the kick?
Well, you know,
or Jalen Hurts.
You have to handle kickers with kid gloves. You know?
But I'm just saying, you didn't jump in his face and then after that, you should have known. You should have known moving forward that A.J. Brown was done. So now you have to make a decision, Mr. Lurie, and how we have to make a decision on if you're going to trade A.J. Brown, or if you're going to say, you know what, we got to make a move with this coach. And, you know, when you do the research on it, it's going to cost the team more to get rid of AJ than to move on from Sirianni. So you got to make a decision. That's a hard choice. But, you know,
I mean,
you can't be one way with one, but not the same with everybody else.
This is the Rosé.
That's the Rosé. It looks amazing.
White Horse at Chadds Ford. I think that's their sister winery.
Yeah, that's a White Horse winery. I've been out there several times. It's a beautiful winery.
Yeah, same owners, right?
Yeah, same owners.
Nice.
Yeah.
You fired up about that?
Yeah, man. I'm just because I went and I looked at it, and you know, after that, AJ was only targeted twice after that, and one of the times you threw the big dom.
Look at him. He can't believe it's coming that way. I don't like the body catch. I want to see hands.
I know.
Tom Brady, you know, for the first time, first of all, here you go. You guys need to listen to what Tom Brady, how he explained ball flight.
Okay with this. Yeah, so what you see it, and I talk about the point of the ball a lot. You see it from, well, I'll start in this angle. This is kind of like a neutral plane. This is when the point's slightly down. When you're throwing into the wind, it has to be neutral. If the point of the ball is up, any wind friction is going to push that ball up over the top. So as a quarterback, you don't really like that U throw underneath because naturally that's going to point the tip of the ball up. You'd like more of a C or an inverse, a reverse C. That's how you kind of control the point of the ball, and then you can kind of just snap it off as you throw it. But in these windy conditions, you can't be underneath the ball. There's too much wind surface of the ball to knock it off its path.
But man, Tom Brady was amazing. Did you see what he was talking about with that?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome the way he explained it. I was just sitting there just like, oh my God.
Football geeking.
Oh my God. As a football nerd myself, I was so into that breakdown. You know, I thought that was amazing. But, you know.
I think Tom's getting better.
Yeah, man.
He's getting better. But you know what I noticed the other day? It seems like, remember when Tony came out and he was doing his commentary? He was killing it, right? Mm-hmm. Like predicting every play, all that kind of stuff. And everybody was like, wow, this guy really knows football. Yeah. I listened to the game he did yesterday, and I was kind of like, wow, it sounds like he's been out of football for a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know how like it's fresh to you?
Yeah.
And like, a quarterback, they always have a great knowledge of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, you have to be in it for it to be like, you know, you can get out of football for too long, for sure. But anyway, sidetrack there.
Yeah, but I thought Tom Brady was
Tom's
awesome.
doing better. Yeah, that's how we got. That's how we got there.
But it was funny how he did critique Big Dom's catch. He was like, "Hey man, too much body. I want you to catch with your hand." That was hilarious to me. I thought that was awesome.
You know what was on point for that? Is I've been trying to tell my son that constantly. Like, dude, you can't catch it in here. Like, you got to catch it with your hands.
Catch it with your hands.
You're so much better if you're catching it with your hands.
Yeah.
You have a better chance of catching the ball. Blah blah blah. You know. And then to hear that on TV, and I was like, dude. That's one of the greatest of all time.
That's the GOAT right there.
Same thing your dad is saying. Come on, listen to me, bro.
Because your kids aren't going to listen to you. They want to listen to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Right. So there you go. Tom Brady just said, catch with your hands.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
That.
You know, but, I just felt like, man, after, Coach Sirianni jumped in AJ's face like that, I'm like, man, dude, you know what? This is it. That's it. You're done. And he wasn't targeted anymore throughout that game. Well, he was targeted at one other time with Big Dom caught the ball.
See, time out though. You said it's going to cost us more to get rid of AJ.
Yeah, it's going to be a bigger cap hit.
Yeah, but can't you just trade him?
Even still, it's going to still be a dead money cap hit.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
So you would have to trade him after June 1st, because then it allows them it makes him a little bit more cost effective if you trade him after June 1st, because it allows them some rule where you're allowed to spread it out. But you just signed Sirianni to a multi-year deal. But one of the things that I don't like about Coach Sirianni is, number one, how he jumps in the player's face. And then, you showed him another time, maybe a little later on, he was going after, jawing with one of the receivers for San Fran. Like, dog, what are you doing?
But that's his shtick.
No. So you're going to.
This is the same guy that was not.
You're going to jump on your number one receiver's face and embarrass him on national TV. Then you're going to go and jaw with one of the receivers from an opposing team to give him even more motivation. Dude, hey, if that's how, cool. Yeah, to me, I don't know, and it's kind of tough when players see that. To me, that's just my opinion.
American Rosé is delicious.
There you go. Yeah, American Rosé is delicious.
Got some nice, it's dry. It's not overly sweet. It's got some hints of, I don't know, I can get some strawberry in there.
That's good. But yeah, man. So
I would say you're in the camp. Sirianni's got to go.
Well, I'm not. I never want to call for anyone's job. I'm never in the camp of calling for anyone's job. I'm just laying out what's there. What's out there, and then because Mr. Lurie and Howie are going to have to make that decision on how that plays out.
Well, GM Trey, what would you do?
I don't know. I don't know. It's too fresh for me right now. I'm too emotional about it right now.
I was thinking about this though. The NFL's tough. But it would be tough to fire Sirianni after a Super Bowl win and then return to the playoffs the year after, and not falling into a Super Bowl slump.
Well, you know what? What would make it easier if Coach Sirianni said, you know what, I'm not firing the OC.
That would make it easier. If they were like, something has to change.
Yeah.
Or you're gone.
Yeah,
right?
and that's.
He's not going to fire Vic.
No. Fangio, no.
Fangio is the saving grace of the season.
Dude, they would set the city on fire if that happened. No.
You know what? I'm going to fire Vic. I'm going to keep Patullo.
Yeah, no. That could not happen.
Like
but
the
Patullo,
LA riots, bro.
So that would be the only way. It's look, either Patullo goes or you go. So, and you've had coaches say, nah, I'm not letting my guy go. And so that just clears the avenue for them to go ahead and let you go.
I think that, so what are the issues going into this offseason? Because to be honest, I think something has to change on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with the talent that we had on offense, the production wasn't there. And so obviously, it's not just you need more time. You know what I mean? You had a whole offseason, you had an entire season. So at this point, something has to change. And if you don't change anything, then that's on him, and then he would be fired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would fully expect Patullo to be gone or reassigned.
I think he has to be gone.
Gone.
I think that he would have to be gone, just because I think his name has been, tarnished here. And that's just how.
You saw the kid that wants him flipping burgers?
Feeling two of two things. A, I want A.J. Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, A.J., but, like, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Patullo flipping burgers at, like, the local McDonald's or something. I don't care.
Why do you say that?
Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One side, he's cooking. One half, he's cooking. And the other half is completely raw.
The kid was spot on, though. He hasn't put together a full game.
Especially when you look at
one side's always cooking.
Yeah, especially
well, not
when
even always, but
especially when you look at Chicago, the way their offense is run. Especially when you look at San Fran, who you just finished, where there's a lot of motion, pre-snap motion, some creativity. The double reverse pass for a touchdown, where you got you got MCM. Yeah.
Dude, he looked good.
Yeah,
CMC.
MCM. I was going with the
CMC Music Factory.
CMC. Coming in with the 2 touchdown catches, man, that was absolutely amazing, dude. I mean, just the creativity in the offense, I felt was you just don't see that on the Eagles side. Where you see it, look on the Eagles, everybody's standing out there. We're in regular formation. Is nothing. There's no pre-snap shift. There's no motion. When you look at Chicago, I've been doing a lot of studying on Chicago's offense, man. They are using 11, 12, 13 personnel out of this world where they are shifting tight ends. They're going from trips left. They might move the tight ends. One is going to come attached, and then they're going to move into the backfield. They might move both of the tight ends into the backfield and run like a wing tee-like look to it. It's always constant movement and shifts, but you don't see that with the Eagles. You see everybody just kind of line up. I think the only thing that we did different yesterday is that we put Smitty in the backfield. And we threw a pass to him out of that, which was well covered, which didn't fool anybody. That was it.
Yeah,
Other than that,
lack of creativity almost all year.
There's no creativity within the offense. And I thought that Saquon was running the ball hard, but there were a lot of tackles for loss.
Yeah. There were so many points in the game where I was like, we got this.
Yeah.
And then when Kittle got hurt, you never see anybody get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought that was going to be a huge asset for us.
Yeah.
A huge upside. Like, okay. The defense is doing their thing. All we have to do is score some points. Anyway, hey, I got I don't have a lot of practice in this, but I saw something on the internet that made me want to pull out.
No, I'm good.
A little tinfoil hat action.
All right.
I don't know how to do this.
Okay.
How's that look?
That looks amazing.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So speaking of Kittle's injury, did you see the reports coming out?
I have seen the reports.
Study that they're doing. This guy went on a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I have seen the reports.
So for those of you who don't know, apparently there's
a power grid.
There is a electrical substation near the 49ers practice facility.
Yeah.
That is killing the trees in between said substation and practice facility. And they say that the EMF levels on the actual practice field, and I guess probably in said practice facility.
Yeah, because the practice field is right next to the power grid or whatever that is.
Yeah. So supposedly it is degrading tendons and soft tissues, has a negative effect on that over long exposure. And so what they're saying is that this guy looked into it. They have an extremely high rate of injury in San Francisco since they moved to this facility, right? In contrast to all the other teams in the NFL. They're like an outlier, like up here, right? And so, what do you think about this? Do you think there's something to this? Because Kittle did have a little soft tissue injury in this game, and if that's the case, I'd be, as a player, do you think, because you've heard some of the players joke about it, do you think that this is like something that's in their mind?
I think it's definitely something in mind because everybody's talking about it. And you heard one of the players even speak about it after the game. He said something about it as well. I'm not sure what he said, but I know that there was something that was reported about it. after the game. You know, because what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
You know,
It's such an investment.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge investment, and the practice field is right next to the power grid.
You know, they're probably running numbers on like the investment made in that property and the building and everything versus the investment they've made in like the players and the possible revenue of future success. And you know, that's what AI is for. I would say.
Yeah, and then it's probably like you know what, man, this land is an amazing deal. Man, the amount of money we're getting per acre is awesome right here. We definitely got to jump on.
I can't believe this is such a steal.
I can't believe this is available.
Can you imagine the return on investment we're going to get off of this?
Yeah, he's like, oh man, dude, we got 50 acres for like $2,000. It's amazing. We're jumping all over this.
Hey, are there any? Oh, do we have anything around NovaCare?
No.
Do we need to be aware of?
No, you don't, because NovaCare is in the middle of a neighborhood. The only thing that's right across from it is the golf course that's right there. Then you got the Navy Yard down the way a little bit.
Protected.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. No, you don't have to worry about that there.
Was there anything up at Lehigh back in the day?
No. No. Lehigh is pretty isolated as well. It's nice there.
Anything else you want to talk about while I got my tinfoil hat on?
I think we're good.
You good on that? Right.
That was awesome though. Yeah. And your hair didn't move. That was awesome, man.
Well, you know, it's my movie hair. It's my movie hair. I could go swimming and have it come out like this.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I don't have that problem, man. this is it. Yeah. But yeah, man, you know, first of all, you know, on the defensive side of the ball.
Hey, let's be positive for a minute. Who played good? I thought Goddard played well.
Yeah. Dallas did well. I thought Dallas did well. 2 touchdowns. You know, he had the jet sweep or whatever that was that he ran it in. Then he had the touchdown later on. I thought that was awesome. He did have a drop, but he didn't get yelled at. And then let's see. I mean, you know, but he did.
He had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns. But he had a drop. He didn't get yelled at.
Maybe if AJ would have had a touchdown, he wouldn't have got yelled at.
All right.
Maybe AJ said something slick coming off the field. You don't know, bro.
No, I don't know. All I know is that the coach got all up in his face, dude, and that is a huge problem. You know, and I get it, man. You know, hey, man, we out there, it's competitive, but man, Sirianni sometimes I just think that, and I like Coach Sirianni. I want to be clear that.
Go ahead.
I don't know how we'll react, especially when your mind is in that zone. How I would react to a coach getting in my face like that.
See, I think that what was so shocking for you is usually when you see that energy from him, it's toward the opposition. It's toward the referee. It's toward the other team. You know what I mean? Like where he's, you know, his attitude, his like what he does, you know, and like that was the first time that we've really seen it like flip onto one of our own.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that it was a little shocking.
I get it. Yeah, that's the first time that you've seen it. Well, no, it's not the first time that we've seen it directed to our players. He's done it where he had to get at Jalen Carter and triple back Hurt had to help him out and get in his way, you know, to kind of separate them one time. You remember that?
Right.
Yeah, you know, but I think that...
You didn't have that big of a deal with it then?
Nah. Well, yeah, I still had to say it, yeah. I still felt like it was a problem, you know, But he didn't get up in Jalen Carter's face like that, did he?
Well,
I don't remember it. I kind of remember Triple Back Hurt kind of got in there and was like,
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I wouldn't get in Carter's face either.
Yeah, no, because Carter might be the one to headbutt you just a little bit, you know, just to split the lip some, you know, but.
Or spit.
Whatever, you know, but I just felt like, you know, as a coach, and I get it sometimes, man, as a coach, you get real fired up and you're all intense. And Coach Sirianni is that type of coach that where he's, let's go. But, you know, you got to be kind of careful with that. And if you're going to be that way with one, you got to be that way with all.
But he's a former receiver also. So maybe that's why he was AJ like that. Because he's like,
cool.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I made those catches.
Yes, he did.
At Mount Union.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, so I got to move on, man.
No, okay, let's go to defense, dude.
Defense.
I thought Quinyon had a great game.
I thought Quinyon Mitchell had an amazing.
You know
Well, it didn't start off strong.
2 picks. Come on, that's a good game.
Yeah, he had 2 picks. He had a
big game.
Had a deflection. Early on. He kind of got worked a little bit on that first touchdown. He kind of gave a couple just early, but then I felt like those two interceptions was something that he's been waiting on all season because he doesn't get a lot of opportunities, So I felt like he had a really good game. I thought our pass rush, I thought Phillips, on the sack that Jalen Carter had, Phillips finally came with that inside move that I had been waiting for. I thought he came in with a really nice inside move on the tackle, beat him inside, made Purdy kind of step out of there, and Carter came in and finished it up. Yeah.
I mean, I thought Quinyon had a good game.
I thought he did too. Yeah, I thought it was awesome. He had 2 interceptions. It was awesome. Good job.
You know what? I think they did a really good job of finding holes.
Huh?
The Niners offense just did a really good job of finding holes.
Yeah, finding holes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because because you got Shanahan over there just drawing up all kinds of stuff. I mean, everybody thought that Kittle was going to go down. All right, no worries. You got that fullback. You got Kyle. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name.
Juice? I think they call him Juice.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what they would call him, Juice, because the way the rest of it is spelled out is I would destroy this. It is Jusc.
Yeah, I think it's like
YK.
Jusic or something.
Jusic.
Wow, I mean, it's probably
yes.
Not American.
No. It's not Smith.
All right. Dude.
But Kyle, I thought, he had 4 catches for 49 yards, dude. And I mean, some of those routes were nice. You just.
Yeah, I mean, they were good game plan over there.
They had a really good game plan,
Nice to see.
And then after getting in AJ Brown, you're like, all right, hey man, game is on the line. We're gonna try to come back to you. All right. I was sitting around watching the game with my wife. I'm like, you know what? They haven't targeted AJ not one time since Coach Sirianni got all in his face. So, and I'm watching the game, I'm like, they haven't targeted him. They haven't thrown the ball to him. They haven't thrown. All right, so now you got 2-3 minutes left in the game. Hey, we need you now, AJ. All right.
I thought that it was interesting that on the final play of the season, that he was trying to hit thread the needle. You know what I mean?
Into Dallas Carter?
Yeah.
Man, you know what?
That was and it was one of those things so I coach 2nd grade basketball, right? And there's kids open on the court all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, Connor's open. And then by the time that they realize Connor's open and throw the ball to him, he's not open anymore.
Yeah.
So I just felt like that was that case scenario right there. He saw it, he was too late. The window was there for his release and he put it there so that only Goddard was going to catch that. But dude, the season was on that throw.
Yeah.
I would have rather seen a jump ball to AJ or Devontae in that scenario.
Well,
let them go one-on-one instead of trying to thread the needle into the middle of 3 guys.
Well, you ran 4 verticals, man. You know what? Emmanuel Acho did an amazing breakdown on this.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he did a really good breakdown on this. I'll share it with y'all and let y'all check it out, man. But I mean, the way he broke this down was absolutely amazing. I thought it was really good.
Fans, you're not crazy. Watch this. Game on the line, the season in the balance, and we call 4 verticals out of a standard 2x2 formation with our season on the line. Make it make sense. How the hell you expect us to win? Right now, the Eagles are going to do the most basic thing and wait until I show you the next 2 plays because that's really going to infuriate you. It's a 2x2 formation, as basic as it gets. The Niners are on a pure cover 4 defense. Quarter of the field. You want to know what that cover 4 defense is going to stop down here at this red zone? 4 verticals. He's dead. He's playing off. He's dead. It's a wrap. But this is all we got. Now let me show you why I'm so furious, and we'll revisit this more later. I'm so furious because when the Niners had a play with the game on the line, what do the Niners do? Game on the line. This is the Niners' last significant offensive play. 2 minutes, 59 seconds left. You get a fast motion right here. Then what do? We're going to run this receiver all the way through. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders over here. On the backside, we have the best offensive player, or one of in football, running a angle route backside. But people, you have to understand, as a linebacker, which I both played for a little bit, and I studied, obviously, Christian McCaffrey is running a Texas route, but he's doing it going from behind the line of scrimmage. While Kyle Shanahan is masterfully designed, I'm going to send everybody across the formation, and then I'm going to have my offensive player go against a dude that has a bum hamstring, Nakobe Dean, and boom, touchdown. So that's what Shanahan, or a smart offensive mind, did with the game on the line. Let's go to other games. Game on the line, fourth quarter, minute 48 seconds, 1st and 10. Right now the Bears are down. It shows you an updated score from what happened on this play. Game on the line. What's Ben Johnson do? We run a slant, stop block, and go. This is the type of stuff you design with the game on the line. This is the type of stuff you design with the game on the line. This is what offensive mind, boom, pump them and go. You create disadvantages and advantages for you. What you do not do with the game on the line is come out here and run a basic 4 verticals.
But you ran 4 verticals, and and you knew AJ was out of it mentally. You know what I'm saying? He's done, because the play before that. And then you could, even when you called the timeout, and you're sitting there watching everybody talk about it, and you're like, hey man, hey dog, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to do this right here, and then we're going to do this BS right here, and then we got a little bit of this BS that's going to go up this way, and then we got this, and then you could just tell, like, everybody was like, all right, on 1. Okay. Here we go. All right. Because the play before that, you tried to throw some pass over there to AJ that was later on that was out of bounds as well, because, you had Jalen Hurts scrambling. And then so you try to go back, and then you break the huddle with 10 seconds. What? No, I think
that one play, they wasted like 20 seconds getting the ball snapped, and then he threw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
I was like, that's just
something like, but even after you threw it out of bounds, the play clock was ticking. So now that's what made them have to call a timeout for that 4th down, because the play clock was ticking. And so you don't break the huddle until 10, 11 seconds left on the play clock. That's not happening. AJ trots over to his side, and then we're kind of like, all right, you know what? Hey, we got to call a timeout. And so now we sit down, we have a meeting of the minds. We had this meeting of the minds, and that's what we came out of there with. Game over. That's it. That's, there you go.
And it's tough when it comes down to one play like that, and it's like, either it happens here or it doesn't. You know what I mean?
And that wasn't happening because, he threw in the triple coverage.
They're down by 4, right?
Down by 4.
Down by 4.
You needed a touchdown.
If Jake would have made his extra point, a field goal
it would have put us at 3.
Yeah, it would have tied it there.
Yeah, you would have been able to kick 3 and tie it.
At least run into overtime, if you can stop them. But anyway, yeah. So, are you the kind of guy that's gonna jump on the Niners and hope the Niners win this now because they beat us?
No,
we lost to the Super Bowl champ. Who you got?
You know what? I'm for this next round right now. I'm feeling Chicago,
dude.
I kind of like Chicago.
Down.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about that.
And just I've been studying a lot of their stuff. I like
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I like what Ben Johnson is doing as an offense. I think they've been showing a lot of creativity, a lot of different stuff. Caleb Williams has been, when you sat down and you watched that game, they were down, and it's like, man, my son was like, man, I'm going to bed. I'm not watching this.
They were totally down.
Yeah, and they came back, and boom, there you go. And you have a lot of connections there with guys that we know. Eric Bieniemy, you got Al Harris over there. So I like seeing the guys that I know. Chicago, yeah, I like guys that I know personally continue to do well. But I like what Chicago is doing as an offense. I think Seattle is going to be pretty tough as well, just because the 12th man is no joke, man. That's a tough environment to play in.
Play through there.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think that if we would have won and we could have won in Chicago. Because, to be honest, the West is kind of a toss-up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The Rams in Seattle, they're going to play. That's going to be a good game. Mm-hmm. We could have hosted a championship game.
Yeah.
There was a possibility for us to host a championship game.
Yeah, but instead, we're...
off to Cabo Sunday.
Getting a little vacation. So what about the AFC? Who you feeling?
To be honest, I like New England.
Yeah,
They got a good young energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Drake May's playing well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd like to, follow them, but I don't know if I saw those two in the Super Bowl. I'm just partial to the NFC. I would like to see Chicago. I'm a big turnaround story guy, comeback story.
Yeah.
So and then Ben Johnson was in Detroit. They lost him. So
Yeah.
I like to see what he went in there and did, and you see Lil Wayne was calling out Caleb.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I thought to myself, I scratched my head. I was like, "You mean to tell me you never painted a fingernail, Lil Wayne?" I'm almost positive he had painted a fingernail in his day.
I'm sure he has.
Remember when when he went skinny jeans on everybody?
Yeah, skinny jeans and wallet chain. I'm pretty sure at some point there was a nail painted, maybe possibly. I don't know.
So I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was kind of funny that he kind of came at him like that.
But yeah, anyway, I love how the Bears have turned it around. It's a historied program. They're kind of like they're alive in the city right now for football. It's cool to see.
Yeah, it's good to see that.
So I'll
the
hop
Bears.
on that bandwagon.
Yeah, I think on the AFC, I like what like the Texans are doing. It's going to be interesting to see how they play out tonight. I think D'Amico is doing a really good job out there.
Miko would be a great dude to play for. Dude.
Yeah. He seems like a really cool coach, like a great energy, defensive-minded guy, that aggressive, mentality. It seems like he really got his guys really believing in what he's saying.
He's just a good dude, and like we talk about authenticity all the time, and that's like how you can get your players to back you. I imagine all those guys would die for D'Amico.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just that type of dude.
Yeah. But that's where we are, man. Yeah, so right now we're saying Chicago possibly here. I think Chicago, Seattle would be a good thing to kind of watch out for. And then, with, I think, for me, Texas and New England.
You see that? Houston. Houston. Did you say Texas or Texans?
Texans.
I thought you said Texas.
No, Houston Texans.
I got you.
Texans.
Well, you went mascot city. That's what
oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah. So Houston. And
Texans, New England.
Yeah.
Houston's? Did you say Houston?
Whatever, I don't know. There's no telling what I've been going on.
Anyway.
I've been on water as well.
Come on out here to Chadds Ford Winery. Check it out. Appreciate y'all having us.
Yeah.
And cheers. We'll see you next time.